how they deliver it. Like, that's why I think it would have been better effect for Game Pass if this Game Pass was the big announcement, to show the game in that direct after the show, and then at the end, when people are all hyped going, wow, this is Call of Duty back to the roots, back to what it should be. It looks awesome, and then they slap the Game Pass on it.
This is sad, man.
I think that would have been a better approach if Game Pass growth was the point, but like exactly what, you know, what Cosmic Hero said.
This is sad.
Like, is it Game Pass growth or what is it? And I think it's going to increase the price of Game Pass Ultimate, and they're going to drop that around September time, and it's going to increase the price. And I think that's going to, because they got it. I said, if they're never going to, this is the time you increase the price. It's Call of Duty and Game Pass. There's no other time. You're not going to increase the price with a Valid launch.
Nope.
You're not going to increase the price with Indiana Jones.
I agree.
Call of Duty in Game Pass is a price increase. That's the time you strike. That's when you're gonna say, "Hey, we want another $10 for Game Pass, or another $5."
Yeah, at this point, I think Game Pass.
That's what you do.
If you're including Call of Duty,
you gotta increase.
It's gonna eventually be $25.
And if it's not a growth play, like, you know what Phil said, you know, we could get more money out of the people we currently have. They're not. This is not to grow Game Pass. They already tried that with dollar deals. If you couldn't get people on for $1, you're not going to get people paying $17 to play one game that they would buy for $70 to say, "Hey, I'm going to pay $200 for the year."
Jez is beyond it. If
to
you
pay
can't
for
get
200 games that I really don't care about. You think they care about Pal Worlds and Game Pass when they just want Call of Duty?
If you cannot get people on with these games you say are big AAA games, you can't get people at all.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like, you're not going to grow.
Like,
you throwing Call of Duty and Game Pass isn't going to help the growth of Game Pass.
On top of that, you do Call of Duty, it comes out every single time in November. If you subscribe and play Game Pass, you know you're going to pay for a whole year until the next Call of Duty comes out. So you really...
I was paying $180 for Call of Duty.
For Call of Duty. You're not going to.
I was paying $180 for Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's why I said...
You just pay $70 and you own it. That's like, that makes sense.
This is shit sticking against the wall, and they can't... Look, Microsoft has put... If they're one...
But Frog, the only way they get away with that, Frog, is if they trickle this shit out. If they, like I said, like zombies
but they can't, and I'm gonna tell you why.
I know,
because Microsoft has put themselves in a position, right? Microsoft has put themselves in a position. They're a liar, right? They're a liar. They've lied so much they have to keep the lie up. So they have to keep doing stuff that's gonna make it worse, and it's not gonna get better. So no matter what they do, the lie they're just telling you more lies upon
That's
the lie.
What I mean.
So
Game Pass not growing, but we'll put this in there.
Look, let me tell you, they're keeping the lie up. And the reason they have to keep that lie up because they already told you the lie. You like looked at the lie, now you believed it. So if they don't keep lying, now you know what they've done. So now every Call of Duty going forward will have to be in Game Pass, no matter for us to sell or not.
And no one else.
People will know this.
Another thing they didn't do.
So this is the demise. So this is the demise of this game, and you're gonna see it slowly but surely. You're gonna see the game is not gonna sell.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with something else. This is something else that I think is really strange. They didn't even warm people up to the idea of Call of Duty and Game Pass by putting the older games in there. Like, they could have easily all throughout the year. They could have been like in the first quarter, put like a Black Ops 1 in Game Pass. Then Black Ops 2. Like, they could have just used Black Ops for this year, not the other Call of Duties. But they didn't even kind of move that around, which shows that I feel that this move is another shit against the wall. This is our last big bet.
Thank you. It's shit thrown against the wall. That's
the rest of our money that we got from Grandma and put it on red and roll the roulette wheel. That's what I feel like this is. Because if this was the way that you were going to approach this, I would have had Black Ops 1 Game Pass in January, Black Ops 2 February, Black Ops 3, like you lead up to Call of Duty and Game Pass. Instead, the thing that you lead with is the brand new Call of Duty and Game Pass. It's gonna really take away the like, oh well, Black Ops 2's in Game Pass now. It's like, wait, we're getting Black Ops 6. I don't give a who cares about Black Ops 2. Mm-hmm. It would have been smart to roll this in to kind of warm people up to Game Pass, get people hyped up, and that's another way to get people subscribing to Game Pass throughout the year in preparation for this. Whether they start it now in June, it's half the year's over. Call of Duty comes out 3 months later. I don't think throwing all the Call of Duty games in Game Pass is going to do anything, but it's just I don't get it. And what's crazy is it's backwards compatible. all they need to do is put it in Game Pass. It's backward compatible already. Like, I don't understand. Those games
This is going to show a lot of people. And like I said,
John Wayne, the servers are terrible. People were playing on the servers in December. All the old Call of Duties after the Activision deal. Don't you remember? All the Call of Duties shot up in gameplay. All the old servers and stuff. Microsoft went back and retooled.
They
retooled all the servers in December.
We said Starfield was going to make a break. Xbox.
Dude, they've been broken.
Guess what?
And all that shit.
Let me tell you. If this is the sign to come. Depending on what happens with this game and how it's received and how they talk about engagement numbers, and if they don't talk about sales and they talk about engagement numbers, best be prepared that Call of Duty will sell worse and worse each year, because something else will come along. I think
we're going to see that, Frog. I think we're going to see Call of Duty is going to be high for the first.
It's going to be high,
but I think it's going to drop off faster in the fives and stuff. In January and February, where typically we see Call of Duty sitting into ones until like throughout the whole year. I think Call of Duty is definitely
you'll see it as the best-selling game on PlayStation. You won't ever see it in the best-selling position as the year goes on Xbox, because it's in Game Pass. And like I said, people will Game Pass it, play the story, and play a little bit of multiplayer.
We already have an example of this.
They will stop subscribing to Game Pass, because guess what? What part of Call of Duty is played the most? The Warzone free-to-play mode. Well, people don't care about. That's what I'm saying.
You got your outside of Game Pass fix. You're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So people are gonna play the story, and they're gonna be like, "It did so well in Game Pass to raise numbers."
People asking the question: does this even have a story? I'm assuming it does. The other Black Ops.
I'm assuming it does.
This is the problem that you have by talking. You label it Game Pass, and now people are gonna look at it when you do this direct. That's why I think the rollout of this was not very smart from marketing. I would have I've been teasing. I would have been putting Black Ops in Game Pass throughout the year, and then lead up to this Black Ops. Because why? And first off, if this was the thing, why would you redact it a few weeks ago? Oh, redacted. When you're just gonna show this now, like, it makes no sense. But Frog, just the way you're saying about the thing, we have an example of this, and I know it's not as big as Call of Duty, but it's pretty big with MLB The Show, where that has been in Game Pass for the last 4 years. And have you seen this migration of that was a Sony exclusive game?
Nope.
Have you seen this migration of PlayStation gamers to the Xbox for Game Pass to subscribe to play MLB The Show?
Not at all.
No. Have you seen?
It doesn't move any.
You've seen sales dip? Actually, it's crazy.
Yes.
The game still sells on PlayStation, but it doesn't. It's the MLB The Show, but you haven't seen that migration.
About it on Xbox anymore.
That's why I said this doesn't seem to be a growth play.
It's one of those things that people are excited about it, like, oh, look what's. And like nobody's talking about it anymore, because it doesn't matter. It's an afterthought.
They're not trying.
We know where the game is. We know where the game is primarily being played at. Nobody's talking about it being played.
That's why I think this Call of
Game
Duty
Pass
thing is not a way of getting people to stop playing on a platform and move to other, because that's what the internet will have you believe. It's like, this is a W now. This is going to move people to Game Pass. This is a turning point. But we've seen that this has happened before, and people are just going to buy the game where they play it, and that's where it is. That's why I don't feel like this is a growth play. This is going to be a way for them to increase the price of the people that they have already, because Phil's not going to get no 20 million subscribers for this game. Like, he's going to say, hey, we got 35. Let's get more money out of those 35 subscribers by having them say, hey, you like Call of Duty? You want to play it? Well, the price is going up. And that's why also, too, I think it's why they announced they're coming to Game Pass now, because they could get people to subscribe now so that there's not a lot of pushback when they increase the price later this year, because they kind of got people aware that this is coming. They didn't say, hey, Call of Duty's coming to Game Pass and we're increasing the price. That will be kind of mixed messaging. If I tell you it's coming to Game Pass months before, you go, yay, I'm signing up for Game Pass. You sign up, and then I increase the price. Maybe now you're like, hey, at least I got in before they increased it. So it's a kind of like a way of softening the blow for when they increase the price. And they'll try to maximize those last-minute shoppers where they're going to say, whoa, I'm going to subscribe to Game Pass and play Call of Duty. Those are the people that are probably going to pay the increased price on day one. But everybody else, knowing this, will have been in the gate. So you won't get a lot of pushback from the traditional Game Pass subscribers. You'll get that pushback from, you'll get those suckers that waited to the last minute to say, well, I'm going to play this on Game Pass. Those are the ones that'll pay $22 a month. The other people got in early because they were aware that it was coming to Game Pass. So I think this is a play to increase the price of what it is. But again, I said they were screwed either way. They put it in Game Pass. Now they got to deal with this bet of trying to get some money back and making sure that, and again, the game sells mostly on PC and PlayStation. The PC also Game Pass. Who the hell knows? But PlayStation is where a lot of Call of Duty sells. So they're going to make the money on that thing. Maybe Call of Duty wasn't the huge seller that it used to be on Xbox, because a lot of those people moved over to PlayStation for the last since the PS4. So maybe they're willing to say, hey, let's bet on this. Let's put it in Game Pass. Let's see what we get. Let's increase the price. Let's get more from the pool that we got. And now we'll do it. If they didn't put it in, and this is the other case, if they didn't put this game in Game Pass, that would have been a PR nightmare. That would have been torches out, Phil headquarters burnt down to the ground. That would have been a nightmare. If this Call of Duty was not going into Game Pass, that would be the end of it. So they had to do this. I didn't think there was going to be any other way. There was no way that this was. I thought what they were going to do is maybe soften the blow of not putting this in Game Pass and use the old games. But they had to do this. I do agree with you. They had to.
I agree with you. I don't think they had to do this. I think
it would be a PR nightmare, Frog. It would be a nightmare if this game was
from the aspect of seeing them close down studios. They did this to try to soften the blow to make it seem like it's a win. But at the overall arch of everything, this is going to hurt the game, and it's going to hurt the industry.
Well, we got to wait to see on that. Yeah,
because what I believe is everybody cheering the champion and so on want people who buy Call of Duty every year. These are people who are cheering the champion on Game Pass and Xbox.
And I want to say their names so bad. They're cheering it because they don't have to buy the game, Frog, and I know that irks you.
The reason I won't say their names is because these fuckboys out here.
I know
they're destroying gaming. They don't.
Frog, you don't like this.
Shit. No, it pisses me off because they don't care about gaming. They don't care about gaming. They care about fucking console warring.
Yep.
That's the problem. It's like when Microsoft bought Bethesda, I fucking love Fallout games. I love Elder Scrolls games. I was like, they're gonna kill these fucking franchises, you know? And we can just look and see like where people are playing these games at.
6 years ago when they were saying all their first party games are going to Game Pass, we were like, I remember arguing on playing Xbox about what Halo's gonna look like. They're like, Halo's a service game.
And we called it.
Yo, I was like, Halo's gonna turn into shit because of this. They're like, no, what are you talking about? It's a service game. I'm like, no, Halo's gonna be neutered. And look what happened.
Dude, they destroyed Halo.
We were sitting there on the show saying this stuff, going, what does these games look like in Game Pass?
We keep saying this stuff. We keep calling this stuff.
And it happened.
But you got fucked fanboys that want to sit there and cheer on bullshit and collect fucking statues and not fucking play games. I fucking hate people like that. You get out of the gaming industry and just go be a journalist. Don't be a journalist because you don't fucking play games.
Those are bad too, those journalists. They're clowns.
And that pisses me off because the hobby that I love, your freaking company that you fucking suck off is killing it.
Yeah.
They're killing the hobby I love.
They were firing Phil a couple of weeks ago that he doesn't know how to manage people. And now it's like a W, and Aaron Greenberg comes out of the woodwork.
Oh, my God, man. These
I told you.
Man.
And that's why. Phil, all he has to do is give them a whiff. He gives them a little whiff.
I swear,
and they crawl him back up his ass.
They need to go over there and work for Diddy and Bad Boy.
What do you think they're going to do? Phil Spencer, I'm telling you right now, FanFest, if I was going, Frog, we were invited to FanFest, by the way. We got invited. Take that. We could see him face up. We could see Phil Spencer. Believe me, he's going to be at that showcase.
He's going to fucking lie to you again.
Frog, he's going to have the showcase. He's going to have the Call of Duty shirt on. He's going to be the Call of Duty shirt. He's going to have all those Xbox FanFest people at his feet screaming his name.
How many years can Phil Spencer keep lying to people and they believe it?
They'll be
He's been lying.
He's going to wear.
He's been lying and lying.
Call of Duty shirt.
Why do people keep? Dude, this dude is a liar.
This is Phil's FanFest. This is Phil's FanFest entrance. This is where you're going to go there, man. And they're going to be bowing at Phil's feet, going, Phil, Call of Duty and Game Pass, Lord Dominus Phil, screaming his name, and he's gonna be wearing. I'm telling you, he's gonna wear it in all his interviews. He's gonna wear his Call of Duty shirt. He's gonna wear a Call of Duty shirt. He's gonna be sitting at FanFest. Oh man, that's exactly what he's gonna be doing.
These people, man,
he's gonna milk the shit out of this thing. This is
bigger. This is bigger than just Xbox. This is killing gaming in a sense. Like you can't champion and cheer on bullshit.
We can't go to FanFest, Frog. We can't go. They said it's a rude. They said it's a trick. They're gonna have the
guess what?
The guy in the back seat waiting for us.
Guess what, Jazz? Just like they championed the children's acquisitions, I think some people are starting to realize now,
You're like, this isn't a good customer.
Thing. Like, it's hurting gaming.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think people are starting to realize it.
We just seen it.
And my whole thing is, like, at what point do you realize, like, it might not be a good idea for all this acquisition shit type stuff to happen, because they're going third party anyway. My belief is they're still going third party. They're just trying to do a slow burn to third party, and they're trying to get people to be like, oh, it's no big deal. It's still the Xbox I love. No, it's not. It never will be the Xbox it used to be.
Oh, I know, Phil. We know that we can't go, man. Yo, welcome, Dragon Sword.
Fucking liar, man. Like, keep believing it. How many times can somebody lie to you?
Hey, man.
And you just keep letting them get over on you?
Yeah. Anyway, the Grind Fellas. It would be the Grind Fellas. That's right. Yo, let me get these guys.
We're the Grind Fellas.
We can't go to FanFest. We've been invited. I got a +1 to FanFest to go see Phil face to face. People want to say it. Cosmic Hero 270 to 10. He goes, They didn't mark Starfield for shit. This will blow up in their faces so badly it will just be straight sad and funny. Hope they're ready for the backlash, because something tells me they won't be. Nope. Cosmic Chin. They're gonna take it on the chin, and they're still learning. Kali Yoga with the 5. He goes, is Call of Duty really gonna increase subs? I don't think so, in my opinion. I think there may be a little bump, but I think it's going to be just like a bump or so, and maybe last a little longer, because this is the other thing I was thinking of. Now I'm going to go. Let me read these other super chats, and I'll get back to Kali. Kiri, member for 2 months. He says the Series X is the problem. The Series S is the popular one. Then he says the Game Night 123 with the 5. He goes, how much of a price increase do you think Game Pass will rise by? Game Pass Ultimate is $16.99 per month, so maybe $20 per month. Let's see. Well, I'll ask Frogs, and we'll get right back to Kali's thing, but let me answer that one. I think it goes up to maybe $21.99 a month. I was even thinking maybe $22. Like, I don't think they go as high as $24.99 a month. I think 20 is too small, going from 17
That's funny
to 20.
You said that, man.
I think it goes over 20.
I was thinking $22.99.
See it?
It would be perfect price point. Yeah,
I think so.
I think that's the other thing. Game Pass does increase, and this is the blow to soften it. Well, Call of Duty's in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Game Pass, so I can see Game Pass increasing by at least $6.
Yeah, I think $19.99 is not enough. I think it's 22.
No, it's not enough.
Or 21. Yeah.
They don't
not 25. They got to stay under that.
Look.
Sam's, he just said his rough estimates. Again, this is not official, but I'm just saying he started a little planting it. He's a Windows, from Windows over Polterot's thing. He goes, rough math suggests that Xbox needs plus an added 2.5 million subs for this to make sense. Optimally around 4.7 to 5 million, and in a perfect world, 11 million to fully recover the potential loss in sales of the first month.
Yep.
These are the numbers that are based on info pulled from the FTC versus Microsoft Activision earnings.
Yep.
So that's what he was estimating there. So, yeah, because remember, a lot of the conversation, I picked up Big Booty Bobby's quote, but a lot of the conversation was, how much will this be? Because Microsoft was sort of like, if you remember, Microsoft was like, why would we put it in, why would we lose money? I remember Microsoft even playing that stupid shit where they're like, well, this game sells. Why would we lose money in certain things? They were going back and forth, whatever, to appease the regulatory. But this is what he estimates. These numbers are based on the info that they pulled from the FTC, because a lot of it was shared during there about putting this stuff in Game Pass. And like I said, they even offered it for Sony, and Sony's like, no way. Like, we wouldn't even get enough money back, and we wouldn't pay this much. Sony basically said no to the deal because Microsoft was willing to put it out there. And this kind of goes along the lines to what Frogs has been saying and very upset about, is the sense is that even from last year, the way Microsoft threw around Call of Duty like a raggedy just piece of shit doll, just throwing it in the streets, the way they treated Call of Duty, like, I'll put it everywhere. It's going to a Switch, make that Brad Smith or whatever, that clown going out there. They're like, oh, well, let us compete. We're going to be out here. Just put it on a Switch. Give it to NVIDIA. Like, the way they hoarded out as Call of Duty, it just shows they never talked to the studios making the game. They don't care about the game. And that translates into the fans not even caring about what the game is going to be, as long as they call it a W. But the problem is that they do not respect what the game is. And they did this to Halo. They neutered the shit out of Master Chief, and then they stripped him down to his skivvies and threw katana in his ass crack. That's what they did to the Halo. They did not care about that shit.
Ridiculous.
And now with Call of Duty, they threw it around. They were giving everybody booty, clouds and all this shit. They hoarded the shit out of Call of Duty last year for the streets. That's right, Weezid. They threw it in the streets. They didn't care. They said it's going on in Nintendo. They didn't even ask Infinity Ward or even any of these studios, hey, guys, you ready to make a Nintendo Switch game? Big Booty Bobby said it. Microsoft never consulted them. They were making these deals without even knowing what it takes just to get through the FTC and all the regulatory. They didn't give a shit. And now them putting this game in Game Pass, I think kind of goes like, hey, they're going to use this game as leverage to whatever they can do. Trust in Activision to develop it like they trusted Arcane to make Redfall. And we'll see where it goes. And, you know, I just think that it just shows that Microsoft, just like what Steve Jobs said, they're soulless. We just went over the review of Hellblade 2, dude. Look what they did to Hellblade 2.
Soulless.
A soulless game. They made it less than the first. How do you do that with all the money in the world? And buying a company for $18, vacation photos galore. Still. The art of the game and the content and quality of the game is not at the top level
at all
of their games. It's about production and just getting shit in their service to satisfy something. And then to learn later, take it on the chin. And that's the unfortunate thing. Microsoft has shown they just let these games go to die. And look, did they embrace? And people act like this is old news. Did they embrace Hi-Fi Rush, that franchise? He said he was putting it on other platforms to make a potential sequel.
Look,
they said, here's our sequel, Phil. And he says, goodbye, pack your bags, you're done. We don't need you anymore. Did they embrace that franchise? Did they grow it? Did they nurture it? Did they say this is something that we can hang our hats on and move forward as a positive from the acquisition? No. They shut it down. You're done. Hi-Fi Rush, you never existed. Hi-Fi Rush 2, thanks for we appreciate it. They even announced it for the Switch. Nobody even knows if it's going to the Switch. The studio's gone. They shut the doors. Like, it's ridiculous that they did this thing. So, you know, just coming back to Kiri's thing here, is it an increased subs? I don't think so. One of the things I wanted to kind of just talk on this thing is that, you know, the difference between Starfield, and this also goes with Cosmics Super Chat as well, which I appreciate. You know, one of the things that this is different is that when you buy Starfield, it was a one and done kind of game, you know, on the sense, right? You just basically play the game. If you want to stick around and play it, it is what it is. But like what Frank said, the main thing with Call of Duty, you're not buying it for the campaign. You're buying it for the multiplayer, which is going to last months, supposedly, right? Though that is another factor. Like, you could jump on the Game Pass, play Starfield, jump off, right? Call of Duty, you jump on, you either going to buy the game or you're going to just not be interested in the multiplayer anymore. But the multiplayer is the thing that when you buy Call of Duty, it's one of those games that you know you're going to be playing for the next few months, which adds to, I got to subscribe now for the next few months. Now, whether they make that worth your while, if they increase the price, it is definitely going to be something different in the calculations. And the way they rolled it out now, I think it puts them in a position to increase the price without crazy pushback if they would have announced the game and increased the price. So it's definitely interesting, but this is what Sam said about the increasing this stuff, which again, if it was a growth play, those are the numbers. 2.5 million subs makes sense, like plus 2.5 million, optimally around 4.7 to 5, and in a perfect world 11 to fully recover the loss of sales in the first month, not entirely, in the first month. And those were the numbers that were pulled from the FTC. That's what he wrote. So Do they expect that type of growth when they said Game Pass has flatlined because we saturated everybody we could? Dude, if you wouldn't jump on Game Pass for $1, like, Frank, look, guys, you could do Game Pass $60 for 1 year of Xbox Live and add $1 and turn that into the $16, $15 a month Game Pass. Basically, them losing, you pay $60, you upgraded for $1 on a service that would have cost you probably $200 and something a year, and Microsoft basically lost like $160 on you, because now instead of paying a year of Game Pass, you just paid $61 for a year of Game Pass. And guess what? You could do that 3 times. You could stack for 3 years. So you could buy 3 $60 1 year Xbox Lives and upgrade for $1. $181 when you supposedly owe them like friggin' $500. So they lost a whole bunch of stuff to get growth on Game Pass. You think they're gonna hit these numbers with Call of Duty? That all of a sudden these subscribers are gonna stay and increase? I don't know. That's why I think it's more of a play to increase the price of Game Pass, because if you increase the price, then you don't need as many sub growth. But if you keep the price where it is, then you're going to need that kind of sub growth, according to his calculations. Who the hell knows? And who the hell knows what the game is going to be? That's the issue. Like, I want to see what it is. And again, yeah, right, what Sayo saying, Game Pass grew 1% last year. They expect 11 million. Dude, they're not. Everything, listen, Sayo, just to add to your point, everything in their financials is down year over year. The only thing up is what Activision is bringing in. Their whole business is in the negative or flat. That's hardware, that's software and services, that is content. All their shit is negligible. It's negative or zero. The only thing that's making them show growth is because they had no Activision last year and they have Activision this year. So it's like, you're not even comparing the same numbers. That's why they're up 40%, because they're only showing what Activision is bringing in. Next year, let's see. If it's the same numbers, you would do 40 this year and 80% next year. That don't make any sense. I think it's going to be 40 this year and probably next year be 45. Now you get a 5% growth, because now you're comparing apples to apples. Last year, they had no Activision. So you're comparing without and with. So the growth is only just saying we spent $80 billion and added a whole other publisher under our arm. That's where the growth is. Without that, it would be negative, a zero. So, and the way the console's selling, they basically abandoned their console. The shit's not selling. Frog's right. They got to bundle this thing. They got to put their shit bundled and screen, but they never even did that with Starfield. So I think the play here is maybe they'll get some growth. I don't think it's there to move consoles, because, again, they have shown no interest in moving consoles at all. But I think the main play is to use this as a way to increase the price of Game Pass. And I think that's the end game. That's what they want to do. We got the 35 million, but squeeze more out of this lemon. And the only way you're going to squeeze it is with the biggest franchise ever, $80 billion, Call of Duty. You're not going to increase the price with Perfect Dark. You're not increasing the price with Avowed. You're not increasing the price with Fable. You increase the price of Call of Duty. And that's, I think, the play. And I'm sure they'll get growth. I'm sure they will get some growth, but it's not going to be, it may not be sustainable growth. But that's where I think that this play is with the Call of Duty. But again, they had to do this. Like, I think it would have been worse than end of days, if they didn't put Call of Duty in Game Pass. I just think the way they're going about it, the perfect help, exactly, Weezer. I just think the way they're going about this is silly. Like, it just, there's no intelligence. It seems like they send some crazy ass emails and they say, look what I can do. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. Remember that? We'll stew it. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. Phil, what are you going to do now? Look what I can do. Call of Duty Game Pass. Look what I can do. It's like, Phil, look what I can do. No. Trust me. So, I don't know. Man. Like, I really, like, I just think they had to put it in Game Pass. They had to. If they didn't, but again, like I said, they should have rolled out Call of Duty. And they didn't even start with the legacy games to kind of warm people up to Call of Duty and Game Pass. They just like dropped this in there. So weird. And guess what? Diablo, they announced during that February show, but they never said this year's Call of Duty or all the Call of Duties moving forward. They never even said that. It's just so. Their management sucks, man. Their management, their marketing, they failed on Hellblade.
Oh no! We suck again.
They're just so bad. They're still learning. It's just so bad. And my question is what does Call of Duty look like? But I do think that this year they
No, I want my back.
Dude, I wanted to show this. This is Phil, like, in Satya right here. He's trying to make some deals, right? Where is he? It's Phil.
No, I want my bacon. I gotta tell you something. Bacon is good for me. I'm coming to the edge. No, I want my bacon. I gotta tell you something. I want my bacon. I gotta tell you.
This is not the song. He's like, keep making the deals and I can't make deals. What is he saying? I keep losing the deals and I'm not making deals anymore. Where is he? That's not the one. Where is it? I keep losing at deals. This is Phil leaving the casinos. He goes, I keep losing the deals and I'm not making them anymore. Oh, what does he say? I'm not making any more deals. I keep losing at them. Is this the one? This is it.
We can do
I
it.
don't like this crap.
Definitely no cheese in the can. Very happy to be throwing this away.
Bacon.
No, I want my bacon. I gotta tell you something. Bacon is good for me. I'm coming to the edge.
No, I don't want the song. This stupid ass shit. I hate people that mean. Just make the play. Just play the normal video, dude. He's like, I keep losing at deals. I don't want to make them anymore. I gotta get that meme. I can't get that meme. I keep losing at deals, and I don't want to make them anymore. I don't want the song though. I don't want the freaking song. Is this not the song?
I need you guys to help me.
Bacon is good for me.
Where is it?
She thinks, out the blue, she's a smart little girl, that she can do whatever she wants.
Here goes Phil.
No, that's not how she can do it in our family. She's act like she's the queen, and we're the sorry people.
Here goes Phil. Oh, there he's Phil's pissed at Satya.
Joy,
I'm not making deals.
I have been nice to you, but now I'm coming to the edge.
I promise you one thing, okay? If you do not have at least one food that you like, I will buy you a piece of junk. Is that a deal?
No, I keep losing at deals, and I don't want to make a deal anymore. I am leaving, and you can't stop.
There it is. I'm gonna get that clip. That's Phil. There it is. I keep losing it.
Losing at deals, and I don't want to make a deal anymore.
Damn. I keep losing at deals. I'm gonna put
my
Call of
number
Duty.
one customer.
I'll put Call of Duty in Game Pass.
And I don't want to make a deal anymore. I am leaving, and you can't stop me. I'm packing my bags.
I keep losing at deals. He's an award winner, though. He's an award winner. I keep losing at deals, and I don't want to make them anymore. Oh, shit. Man, that's Satya. I think maybe it'll be Satya. Satya's like, Phil, I keep losing at deals. I won't make them anymore. But Phil won this one. Oh, shit. I think Phil won this one. Because Phil, remember that interview, man? He's packing his bags. He's packing his bags.
Keep losing at deals, and I don't want to make a deal anymore. I am leaving, and you can't stop me. I'm packing my bags. And a very, very calm day until this. A bump in the road comes, and she be sarcastic.
Curtis.
I won't be coming back until Saturday when you leave.
That was the recorded tapes from inside Satya's meeting with Phil. Phil threatened to leave. He's like, I'm packing my bag. Satya's like, well, stay here, but Phil, stay here, don't leave. Keep losing it. I can't do it. Oh man, that's all I heard when I get these deals, man. Oh man. A game night with the $5. He goes, why do you think the rumor that Xbox funded and signed an exclusive deal with former Rocksteady devs? Oh, I didn't know that. They did? Dude, I don't. What game night is that from somebody that says what I'm hearing is, what I'm doing is. Oh, it's not like fun grinders. This is the shit that I think of. I think it's like I keep losing that deal. I don't think of it anymore. I'm packing my bags. I didn't even know about that. You know, Xbox funded it. Listen, the rumor mill, what I'm hearing is, what I heard was, what I said was, what I'm hearing is, who said was, you know what? Them and their friggin' rumors. Let's see the games. Let the games do the talking. That's what I have to say. Enough. Let the games do the talking. They can sign deals. Phil signing asses at FanFest. Man, he got those tramp stamps ready to print out, man. They got the booty stamps ready to go. He never learns. Always taking it. What time? Dude, I didn't think of that. All right, in the workings of the Microsoft meeting.
I promise you one thing, okay? If you do not have at least one food that you like, I will buy you a piece of junk. Is that a deal?
No, I keep losing at deals, and I don't want to make a deal anymore. I am leaving, and you can't stop me. I'm packing my bags. And a very, very calm day until this. A bump in the road comes, and she be sarcastic.
Phil's moving out.
Curtis.
I won't be coming back until Saturday when you leave.
Satya, you pissed off Phil, man.
Gonna try to stop me, but she can't run in those little high heels.
Oh man, he said Satya can't catch him in his high heels. Phil says I'm out of here.